my camera here. Whoa. I got some water for the hike. Right on the other side of that mountain should be a military installation where they repair tanks. There's all types of fun stuff over there. Let's go do this. There it is. Gee, looks like they're doing some repairs on this. There's a plane right there. We got to over the sides. The barbed wire in this section. Okay. There comes security, guys. I can't get out of here. Wait, guys. I got back. No. Come on. Help me. In the early 1950s, U.S. planes were conducting low-flying recon missions over the USSR, but there were constant worries of them being spotted and shut down. So, in 1954, President Eisenhower authorized the development of a top-secret, high-altitude recon aircraft, dubbed Project Aquaterra. The program required a remote location that wasn't easily accessible to civilians or spies. Area 51 fit the bill perfectly. It was in the Nevada desert near a salt flat called Groom Lake. No one knows exactly why it's called Area 51, but one theory suggests it came from its proximity to the Nevada nuclear test sites. The Nevada test site was divided into number-designated areas by the Atomic Energy Commission. The location was already familiar territory for the military, as it had served as a World War II aerial gunnery. In the summer of 1955, sightings of unidentified flying objects were reported around Area 51. That's because the Air Force had begun its testing of the U-2 aircraft. The U-2 can fly higher than 60,000 feet. At the time, normal airliners were flying in the 10,000 to 20,000 feet range, while military aircraft topped out at around 40,000 feet. So if a pilot spotted the tiny speck that was the U-2 high above it, they would have no idea what it was. And they would usually let air traffic control know someone was out there, which is what led to the increase of UFO sightings in the area. While Air Force officials knew the UFO sightings were U-2 tests, they couldn't really tell the public. So they explained the aircraft sightings by saying they were natural phenomena and high-altitude weather research. The testing of the U-2 ended in the late 1950s, but Area 51 has continued to serve as the testing ground for many aircraft, including the F-117A, the A-12, and the Tacit Blue. No one knows for sure what Area 51 is up to these days. The government never even publicly acknowledged the existence of the base until 2013, with the release of declassified CIA reports. But if you're ever at the Las Vegas airport, keep an eye out for some small, unmarked passenger planes in a fenced-off area. They're how Area 51 employees get to work from their homes in Vegas.
According to the X-Files, the truth is out there. And the same is true for whatever's going on behind the gates of Area 51, the top secret U.S. Air Force base in the Nevada desert. Rumors and conspiracy theories have swirled for decades that it all has something to do with aliens. And like Agent Mulder, many people want to believe. With Area 51 drawing more attention today than it has in years, it's important to sort out fact from fiction, at least as best as we can. While there may be no little green men running around, Area 51 is a real active military base. But only a select few actually know what's going on there. There is some info floating around though, so the Binger's here to fill you in on everything there is to know about Area 51. Area 51 came to be after World War II ended, during the ongoing friction between the Soviet Union and the United States that followed. Throughout that time, the Soviets attempted to prevent any contact between itself and the Eastern Bloc with the USA and its allies. Yet, when the USSR sided with North Korea in the June 1950 invasion of South Korea, the USA realized they needed to do something. The US started gathering Soviet intelligence in early 1950, but there was no such thing as spy satellites back then. Instead, the US had to fly over the country and take photos with a huge camera. Yet the Soviets' new air defense system made the reconnaissance done by the US military's low-flying aircraft incredibly risky. So in November 1954, President Eisenhower approved the U-2 program, which came to be known as Project Aquatone. The goal was to create an aircraft that could fly at high altitudes while still collecting intelligence. Spearheaded by Lockheed engineer Kelly Johnson, the glide-like planes would soar at over 70,000 feet, too high to be detected. The planes would be built in Lockheed's Skunk Works facility in California, but they would need to be tested somewhere else. Given the top-secret nature of the program, those tests needed to take place at a top-secret location. Johnson and his team found what they were looking for in a salt flat in southern Nevada called Groom Lake. The new military base was known by its map designation of, you guessed it, Area 51. Although, to entice workers to come, Johnson gave it the more enticing name of Paradise Ranch. So how, you might be wondering, did Area 51 become synonymous with research on aliens and their technology? Well, part of the reason dates all the way back to 1947, and that other place linked with ET conspiracies, Roswell, New Mexico. In that year, a rancher named Mac Brazel discovered strange debris in his sheep pasture about 75 miles from Roswell. The story out of the local Air Force base was that what Brazel had found was a crashed weather balloon. Except the thing didn't look like a weather balloon. And many of the people who saw it thought it looked like something that didn't come from our world. That led to speculation that the debris was really that of a crashed alien spacecraft, something many people continue to believe to this day. It turns out the debris was part of a classified program called Project Mogul that also revolved around gathering intelligence on the Soviets. Most of the files on the project were declassified in 1994, yet the UFO theory continued to persist. Area 51 and its top secret project didn't even exist when the Roswell crash happened. Nonetheless, rumors that the debris from the Roswell crash was taken to and remains at Area 51 linked the two sites together ever since. In 1989, the alien conspiracy theories about Area 51 got another boost when a man named Bob Lazar made some fantastical claims on Las Vegas News. Lazar said he'd worked at the site, and not only had he seen aliens during his tenure, he worked to reverse engineer extraterrestrial spacecraft. While there are believers, most have dismissed Lazar's claims as false. In fact, many of the people that work at Area 51 were angered by Lazar's claims. They were insulted by the idea that their hard work and ingenuity could be attributed to aliens. Another reason for all the alien rumors dates back to the earliest days of Area 51 itself. When the project got up and running in the summer of 1955, reports of unidentified flying objects around the area began almost immediately. What people were really seeing, of course, was the U-2 on test flights. However, the aircraft didn't look like any plane commercial pilots were familiar with. At the time, a typical airplane could reach an altitude between 10,000 and 20,000 feet. Some military aircraft were known to hit 40,000 feet, but the U-2 was flying 60,000 feet and higher. As a result, they looked like specks flying incredibly high in the sky. Of course, the Air Force knew these weren't UFOs at all, but they weren't allowed to tell the public what was really going on. So they explained away the sightings as natural phenomena or high-altitude weather research. Needless to say, many didn't believe the official explanation, and the UFO sightings have continued. Of course, this can be attributed to other stealth aircraft tests. The U-2 completed testing in the late 1950s, but since then, the F-117A, A-12, and Tacit Blue have all been tested at Area 51. The security surrounding Area 51 raises some eyebrows, too. The site is surrounded by a chain-link fence, and vehicles and pedestrians are blocked from entry at a boom gate. There are also numerous signs to discourage trespassing, yet the outsized military presence you might expect is lacking. That doesn't mean there is no security, though. Cameras watch every nook and cranny of the site, and up on the hilltop, a white pickup truck surveys the scene below. Some even believe that there are sensors embedded in the road leading up to the facility's entrance. On top of that, cell service and GPS probably won't work for curious tourists. Plus, the inhospitable desert weather and lack of plentiful amenities like gas stations give the area a somewhat off-kilter feel. You can drive up to the front and back gates of Area 51, but if you trespass, you'll be arrested and fined. A prospect that could intimidate even the most eager. And even if you don't try to get on the base, the Air Force won't be thrilled if you try to poke around the perimeter. Interested parties have reported that they've been heavily scrutinized and intimidated when approaching the base. An F-16 flyby has even been used to make outsiders back off. While many of the people who work and guard Area 51 don't appreciate their work's association with aliens, the tourist industry is another story. And Nevada has leaned into its state's connection with aliens. In 1996, a 92-mile stretch of Route 375 was renamed the Extraterrestrial Highway, and alien-related businesses abound there. There's the Alien Research Center, which traffics in alien lore, and E.T. Fresh Jerky. There's also Little Alien, an alien-themed hotel, restaurant, and bar in Rachel, Nevada. The tiny town of Rachel has a population of about 54 and is called the UFO capital of the world because of its proximity to Area 51. If that weren't enough, there's even the Alien Cat House, the world's only alien-themed brothel. All of these attractions have alien-hungry tourists clamoring to visit the area around Area 51, even if they won't ever get into the base. Between the alien theming and the secrecy surrounding the facility, it's hard not to start buying into the conspiracy theories. However, the locals are far less impressed with it all. Another rather fascinating thing that continues to contribute to the rumors around Area 51 is the way its workers commute to the base. Sure, your commute is typically the most boring part of your job, but if you worked at Area 51, you'd find it's a rather unique experience. In the morning, odd moving lights appear in the sky above Las Vegas. This could be mistaken for a UFO, just like so many things at Area 51. However, it's actually something a lot more mundane. The contract commuter airline that shuttles workers to the base from McCarran Airport. The plane has the call sign Janet and is an open secret. During the work week, commuter flights to and from Area 51 happen multiple times a day. As a result, the flights are the most visible parts of the base's daily goings-on. Area 51 continues to expand, and new military aircraft continue to be tested there. Satellite imagery and long-range photography show new construction is constantly happening on the base. And there is still a great deal of work taking place there. Yet only a small portion of the aircraft that have been flown there have likely been revealed. In 2013, the CIA confirmed the existence of Area 51 and the U-2 test program. The report even included the base's location and a map of the terrain. Despite that acknowledgement, though, there is probably much more that's happened at Area 51 that has never been made public. In many cases, aircraft have been buried in Area 51 in unmarked pits. The practice is meant to prevent unwanted individuals from getting their hands on the technology, or simply to make room for new projects. Either way, though, it helps contribute to the ongoing intrigue surrounding Area 51. If that weren't enough, in September 2017, an Air Force pilot perished in a crash around Area 51. After it happened, the crash wasn't acknowledged for 3 days. The pilot was Lieutenant Colonel Eric Schultz. He had more than 2,000 flight hours in various aircraft under his belt, and was considered extremely experienced. What makes the crash so mysterious is that the Air Force refused to identify the kind of aircraft Schultz was flying. They claimed that the information was classified. Once again, the unexplained nature of the crash led to speculation about what exactly happened. One theory suggested that the pilot was testing a new secret aircraft being built in Area 51. Another theory stated that the pilot was testing a foreign jet of some kind. It's that second theory that probably makes the most sense. Aviation Week discovered that Schultz was part of an Air Force unit that tested foreign military aircraft. While the type of plane is still unknown, many believe it could be a Russian plane. The U.S. Air Force recently prioritized the evaluation of Russian aircraft due to increased encounters in the sky over places like Syria. Yet, the secrets surrounding the crash and its association with Area 51 still leave a lot of room for speculation. So, although there are no aliens in Area 51, the place is still shrouded in mystery, and much of the information that's been released about the site has only led to further questions. Since the place is still an active and quite secretive military base, it's unclear what's happening there today. Aerospace historian Peter Merlin told Popular Mechanics that he believes the base is working on several things related to wartime technology and aircraft. That includes improving stealth technology, creating advanced weapons and electronic warfare systems, and developing unmanned aircraft. Meanwhile, U2 historian Chris Bogert speculates that new classified aircrafts, directed energy weapons, and lasers are being developed there. Of course, we can't know for sure, and the US government may never publicly release any information. Still, at least we know the UFO sightings at Area 51 have a far more earthbound explanation. Between the rumors and conspiracy theories about UFOs and alien sightings, it's no wonder Area 51 became wrapped up with aliens. Which part of the true story of Area 51 surprised you the most? Don't keep it a secret. Share your thoughts in the comments. And before you take off, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Binger for more great content. And hey, thanks for watching.
The Bermuda Triangle, one of the deadliest stretches of ocean on Earth. But what if there were an even deadlier one? In the Pacific, there may be. Why was this massive state-of-the-art ship suddenly lost with all hands? Nothing could be done to save them. What happened to this aircraft that vanished without a clue?
I think an entrance to another dimension opened in this area.
What deadly forces sent sailors to their doom?
It's really a terrifying experience for those that were on board.
The world's most powerful navy knows the dangers well.
The moment you stop respecting it or fearing it when things go wrong.
Join the search to fathom the Pacific Ocean's deadliest enigma. A quest that takes us over, on, and deep into the depths of the deep blue graveyard called
the Devil's Sea. September 8, 1980. Carrying 150,000 tons of iron ore, the bulk carrier Derbyshire is 230 miles off the east coast of Okinawa. The Derbyshire is a gigantic ship, longer than 3 football fields, twice the size of the Titanic, only 4 years old. From stem to stern, her design is state-of-the-art. Anyone should have felt perfectly safe sailing aboard her. But some, like able seaman Peter Lambert, didn't.
Whenever he came home on leave, he'd ask himself about the ship he was on, about the people he met, the seafaring, the friends he made. And he thought, left his own. And as I say, he just said he just didn't like his outfit, just something about it. There's a lot of people said the same thing.
Reluctantly, Peter signed on for one more voyage to earn enough money to get married. He was 19 years old, but his wedding would never take place. On September 9th, the Derbyshire and her entire crew disappeared. It was the largest British ship ever lost at sea, and no one could explain why. How could this giant ship, crewed by experienced mariners, simply vanish without a distress call and without leaving any trace? Could she be another victim of one of the Pacific Ocean's most enduring and frightening enigmas? To the south of Japan lies a vast expanse of empty ocean. Since the 1940s, scores of gigantic ships have mysteriously vanished in these cruel seas. Many of them were lost without even sending an SOS, leaving no clues to the fate. But these waters have been claiming victims for centuries. Long ago, Japanese sailors gave this region a chilling name,